fallout tonight after an overnight military raid in Venezuela ends with the capture of the country's president. We are live with team coverage on the impact the raid is having on travel and the community. Plus,
this is a hurt that won't stop. It's a pain that's here and it won't go away.
Family and friends of a 17-year-old shot and killed while visiting family in Savannah last month gathered to honor him. How he's being remembered and the pain his friends and family are enduring in the aftermath. It was a day of giving back across Metro Atlanta today. We'll show you how the mayor and the community stepped up ahead of Inauguration Day. You're watching WSB Tonight. And thank you so much for being with us for WSB Tonight on your Saturday. I'm Candace McCowan. We start tonight with the impact and fallout from a military raid in Venezuela that ended with the capture of President Nicolas Maduro. This is video of Maduro's perp walk shortly after he arrived at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, New York. This comes hours after the U.S. military captured Maduro and his wife in Caracas during an overnight military raid. He was brought to the United States to face drugs and weapons charges. President Donald Trump says the U.S. will now be running the South American country until there can be a transition of power. We have team coverage for you tonight, and Channel 2's Aaron Rodgers is following the protests and the community's reaction here in Metro Atlanta. But we start tonight with Channel 2's Brittany Kleinpeter, because right now travel to the Caribbean is grounded after the FAA closed airspace over Venezuela and parts of the Caribbean. Atlanta-based Delta Airlines began canceling flights to the region this morning. Brittany joins us live from the world's busiest airport, where you've been talking to some travelers who are actually stranded now.
Yeah, Candace, we've been speaking with travelers here at the international terminal, and while it did appear business as usual, the airspace closure has had a ripple effect for many.
I would never have imagined that this would have happened at the same time, at the same time that I'm in Aruba, 13 miles, off of, from the country that just got bombed from the U.S.
A major U.S. military operation inside Venezuela has left many around the world in a holding pattern.
I know a lot of people are stranded here.
On Saturday, the Federal Aviation Administration closed parts of Caribbean and Venezuelan airspace. Delta quickly issued travel waivers for flights to or from 13 Caribbean airports. One of those impacted travelers, David Jolly from Atlanta, scheduled to leave Aruba on Monday, now doesn't know when he'll get home.
A lot of people that's trying to get to the U.S., they're being rebooked on flights that go via other countries to get back to the U.S.
Another traveler at Hartsfield-Jackson said his flight to Africa was canceled Friday, just as news broke that Venezuelan's president Nicolas Maduro had been captured. While it's unclear if the two events are directly related, the cancellation left him stranded in Atlanta through Saturday.
We didn't get any notice, no reason was given, which is not usually they say weather delays or mechanical issues. No reason was given. We were here scrambling. Nobody could figure out how to get us on flights.
Delta is warning Caribbean travelers that flights between January 3rd and 6th could see changes or cancellations. And while many are hoping travel returns to normal after Monday, some, like Jolly, say they'll be standing by for clearance.
We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
At last check, FlightAware was showing 87 cancellations coming out of Hartsfield-Jackson. Delta is encouraging all customers to continue to check the app as well as their website for updates. Reporting live from Hartsfield-Jackson, Brittany Kleinpeter, WSB Tonight.
All right, Brittany, thank you. Well, meanwhile, there are mixed emotions among community members here in Metro Atlanta. Earlier today, there were protests against the violence. Aaron Rodgers was there and spoke to people who are both for and against last night's raid. She joins us now live from Midtown. And Aaron, you spoke with an immigrant who says he's happy the U.S. intervened.
I did, Candace. Now, people did protest today, saying that the U.S. overstepped in this military operation. But the Venezuelan I spoke to says he was happy with the military operation. Dozens of people gathered in downtown Atlanta Saturday to protest these early morning airstrikes in Venezuela.
It is outrageous that the United States think they can be the police of the world and take over from a sovereign government.
President Donald Trump announced the attack and capture of Venezuela's president and said the U.S. will be taking over the country and its oil reserves for right now.
This isn't about Maduro. This isn't about drug trafficking. This is about the United States wanting to control the oil of Venezuela.
Endless war, shut it down! I also spoke to Marcial Marquez, the president of the Atlanta chapter of Casa Venezuela. He told me Venezuelans he knows are happy.
We are so excited and grateful because we feel that finally we can recover our country again.
He says millions of Venezuelans have had to escape the country over the past decade, including himself.
I'm a political asylum. I had to run away of my country.
The United Nations put out a report last month accusing the country of crimes including torture and deadly violence.
We have family over there that's suffering because there is no food, no water, no security.
Others think the U.S. went about the attack the wrong way.
Corrupt our own concept of justice to break international laws is really disheartening.
But Marquez says Saturday's operation gives hope to Venezuelans.
Soon, very soon, we will have the choice to go back home if you want to go back home, and we'll get our lives back.
Now, Marquez told me that he wouldn't feel safe going back home just yet, and he does think it will be a process for them to get new leadership in place. Reporting live in Midtown, I'm Erin Rogers, WSB Tonight.
All right, Aaron, thank you. Well, we are getting reaction. Democratic Georgia U.S. Senator Raphael Warnock released this statement saying in part that Americans do not want U.S. troops involved in yet another endless war or their government running another government. Nicolas Maduro is a dictator involved in the death-dealing international drug business, but there are many such bad actors around the world. We're also hearing from outgoing Republican Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, who shared a long post on social media. She has this question about the takeover, saying that if U.S. military action and regime change in Venezuela was really about saving American lives from deadly drugs, then why hasn't the Trump administration taken action against Mexican cartels? Well, you can stick with Channel 2 Action News for the latest on the ongoing crisis and takeover in Venezuela. We'll be sure to update you on air and online and in the free WSB TV News app. Here's what's new happening now and next. New tonight, part of a road in southeast Atlanta is closed for sinkhole repairs. Crews are working on Georgia Avenue between Connolly and Ami Streets. No word on when the road will reopen. Right now, police are looking for a shooting suspect. Police say sent two people to the hospital. We first brought this to you as breaking news here on WSB Tonight. That shooting happened shortly before 8:30 last night on James P. Bradley Drive. Police arrived to find a 25-year-old man and a 26-year-old woman. Both were shot twice and taken to the hospital. No word on what led up to that shooting. Tomorrow, the congregation of a Forsyth County church that burned down this week, they will have its first service since the fire. It happened early Friday morning to the Dogwood Church of Forsyth on Tolbert Street. Service will take place in the parking lot of the church starting at 9 a.m. Fire crews are not sure what started that fire, but were able to save the church's steeple. News tonight, an abandoned building that was once a church and also a TV station burned in DeKalb County. It's at Briarcliff and Clifton Roads near that Quick Trip there. Witnesses saw flames shooting from the roof around 6 tonight. Firefighters say the fire started in an upstairs room. Two people told them they were staying there. One had minor injuries.
So right now we're talking to the two individuals that claim that they lived here at this location. So we're investigating them as we speak, and we will get down to the bottom of how it actually started.
The building was most recently Mount Calvary Baptist Church. It was also a former location for the local CBS station. Also new tonight, we're seeing video of police arresting a naked man accused of stealing cars and even going into someone's home. Gwinnett County Police found a stolen truck abandoned last month. They say the suspect may have been exposed to chlorine inside the vehicle. Then they got reports of a man wearing only a tablecloth was trying to break into cars. A woman says he went inside her house, took some keys, and stole her daughter's red Mercedes-Benz. Police later arrested Mackenzie Call. Sheriff's deputies are investigating the death of a man reported missing near LaGrange on Christmas Day. Today, search crews found the body of Fernando Ortiz. Crews pulled the 34-year-old from the West Point Lake in Troup County. The GBI will conduct an autopsy to determine his cause of death. We are a little over a week away from the start of this year's legislative session on Capitol Hill. One of the big topics of this session will be how to improve literacy rates here in Georgia. Here's why it's important. 2/3 of Georgia's third graders cannot read proficiently. Reading at a third grade level is the #1 indicator of high school graduation, as students who cannot read at the level are 4 times more likely to drop out of school and experience long-term behavioral issues. It also threatens our state's economic growth. Deputies in Lumpkin County say they found a 5-year-old boy illegally restrained in a home. Now 4 people are in custody. Deputies say the suspects knew about the conditions the child was subjected to at a residence on Iberian Road. Officials made the arrest 2 days before Christmas, and they did not provide any other details.
Well, clouds clearing out and fog moving in. When we will officially see that sunshine, I'll time it out for you. Coming up.
We're just only a day away from Inauguration Day, and the city of Atlanta is celebrating in a lot of different ways. How the community came together today for acts of service. Coming up. Family and friends are remembering a 17-year-old who was killed last month while visiting family. How they're coping next.